welcome to the ninth episode of Insight.
We're a little bit nasally. It's not coronavirus.
Nope.
We're just nasally.
It's just a very stuffy room.
What are we doing today?
So today's topic is you should never leave a stone unturned.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when a client gives you a really bad idea during a meeting? It's like, oh, this is how you should do it. And it's really bad. What do you do?
Firstly, internally scream, I think. Secondly, probably not a bad idea. I think, listen and hear it out. I think that's one thing we try to do. Because I think one thing that is almost like a pet peeve. I start these insights and it's just like firing shots.
Yep.
First pet peeve is, I think as designers or creatives or just people in general, we have pretty high egos sometimes, and I think it gets in the way, especially when you're talking to a client or just other creatives. Sometimes it kicks in and it's really easy to fall into the trap of looking down and looking at your client like they don't really know anything. So
it's just ban the idea.
Yeah, you just ban straight up, disregard, even though it sometimes sounds a little bit clapped or cooked. And you're just sitting there cool idea, but you have to listen to it. Because I think it's important.
Yep, and you take it on board. So I guess how we do it is we always just listen out and let's just entertain this idea.
Yeah, it might be difficult, and we might both sit there kicking each other under the table. But I think the important thing is to hear it out the whole way. Just let them internally monologue, I guess, and then just get it all out. Because if you don't collect that information, I think it's a bit you're never going to get a chance to follow that thought train of theirs again.
Yep.
They might have been stewing and brewing and whatever it is in their mind for so long, and it can really cause big rifts in the relationship, I think, especially if you're not listening to those ideas.
Yeah. And I guess the real reason why we entertain these sometimes silly or bad ideas is because you never know. And you never know where creativity or new ideas come from.
Yeah.
We like to explore all the different ways we can gather information, research, usually listen to people, and then that way it's a starting point to lead more creativity. And bigger ideas.
I think especially in terms of collaboration and listening to people in a room, it happens more, I think, when you're talking or just riffing through ideas with other creatives, or if it's not just the client, if it's the client and then other people in the team. It's important to listen to everyone. So I think one example that we use is listening to the intern.
Yeah, they usually get ignored.
Yeah, it's the saddest thing. Or even it sounds silly and people tend to complain about it, if the boss brings his wife along and you just disregard it because you don't really have a say in this. But I think it's important because everyone has their different experiences, and you're there just trying to gather our information. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help sift through all this information. And you can't really do that unless you listen to everyone. And the intern has a different perspective. They see a whole different side to the process. That's why it's just as important to listen to your customers, as well as your employees and just everyone in a different hierarchy of your business.
Yeah, there's usually the hierarchy in place determines how the meeting goes. It's usually the top people are having the conversation, and then when it gets thrown down to the interns or the juniors, it's they're just order taken.
Yeah.
They don't get a say in the process out of it.
Yeah, by the time it reaches them, they might have discovered all these issues, plot holes in what you've come up with, and the higher ups have decided it. It happens in every workplace. It gets the whole way down and fed through the chain, but because you didn't take into consideration their perspective and their thoughts and ideas and problems that they have, you're not really addressing any problems that they have. You're really just addressing higher level problems that they don't really care about. But yeah, what's up? I guess this is the process. This is the thinking and mindset that we take to when we interact with other people. But this flows through to another really important part of a service that we offer,
which is discovery. So usually when we first meet our clients, we run a discovery workshop where we understand about all the customers, the goals, and mostly about the brand and where they want to be. And usually in that workshop, there's lots of ideas thrown around.
Lots.
And we tend to usually have a process of listening to the client, listening to, I guess, the client's customers, getting insight, and just collecting any information we can find. And then once we collect it all, we organize it into categories or whatever suits. And then from there, we entertain each idea. See where it goes. If it's good, it's great. If it's a bad idea, it might be good, you know?
Yeah, but like at least you followed through and explored it till the end, I think.
And exhausted the whole spectrum of possibilities.
Yeah.
And you have a quote.
I do. Okay, so what's the book called? What book? Mind blank.
It's from
Do you have it
Mark
here?
Douglas, I think.
Yeah, we don't have the book.
Well, it's all about creative strategy and business design.
Okay, so the actual quote is, "The framework is only as good as the information you populate it with. You know what they say, garbage in, garbage out. The work is stronger because it's focused on only what is relevant. It is populated with well-researched and thoughtful information." But
How do you interpret it?
But the way that I see it, and if you like take into like consideration like this whole idea and belief that we have of never leaving a stone unturned, it's a gem. You can't sift through garbage for gems if you have no garbage to begin with. Seems like I feel like everything I say comes out as a shot.
Well, no, because I think this can be translated to different like areas of life as well.
Am I wise? Are you gonna quote me from now on?
No, it can be translated. I guess you can translate into like one thing I can think of is like, I guess, health in terms of like food.
What?
I don't know. This is
Okay,
very
no,
different.
I'm here to listen through this. Go.
Like feeding your body with garbage, you're just gonna end up with garbage, right?
Yes.
I don't know. That's just
That's as far as you thought this through? Okay, look, we exhausted the option. Here's a live preview of how we do this. No, I think that, like, it does apply. Especially to, like, the way that we exhaust every option in the discovery. If you weren't listening before, even before discovery happens, if you weren't listening to every bit of research, and in this case, like, listening is the research, because you're getting that data and that feedback and information from all the different people involved.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have the collection of garbage to go through, you can't dumpster dive if there's nothing to dumpster dive.
Yeah. If
Right?
there's nothing, you're gonna pull nothing out.
Exactly. And how can you populate like a framework that we work off? Like, how can you fill up data with stuff that you've already cherry picked? Like, I feel like you're already ruining, man, this is like grade 10 science. You're like contaminating your whole sample size even before. Like, it just doesn't make sense. If you've already cherry picked the information from the beginning, then you don't have that holistic approach.
And I think that's also happened to us where the quality of the information wasn't good, or there wasn't enough, and then it was a bit of a nightmare to like figure things out.
Because you're trying to...
Kind of like thread the needles
Yeah,
through everything.
exactly.
It just doesn't connect.
You're trying to... I feel like in the end, if you don't collect all that information or listen to everyone, you end up having to like make assumptions the whole way, and then you end up like building a concept that's either built off very little truth or just like fabricated.
Yeah.
And I feel like we talked about this in another episode. I feel like it was the last one. I don't know.
Authenticity.
Yeah. Fabricating. Yeah, because that's what it feels like. Just fabricating all these ideas together. Because you weren't like in tune enough in the beginning to listen to everyone and pay attention and exhaust every option. But I guess, okay, might be like jumping back. But even with me and you, whenever we have crazy ideas, and sometimes they're like really questionable.
Oh, they're very wild.
Yeah, really wild. But if you think about it, this was a wild ride.
Yeah, it's like me asking you like a couple of weeks ago, what if we made design skins?
Like, there's so many cooked ideas that like fall out of our mouths here. But like one of the cooked ideas was like, hey, let's hang out with all of our uni friends and like make a business together.
Mm.
Like, I feel like if we didn't exhaust, we did that, and like we talked about in the beginning, we tried that, and I'm really glad that we exhausted every option we had at the time, because like it wouldn't have led to this.
Yeah.
It feels really wholesome, like we're coming full circle.
Wow. Back to the very first episode.
Yeah, we still have 2 more to go, I think. Do we have 1 more?
Two
No,
more.
2 more. Yeah.
So, nearly there.
Yeah.
And then go like science. Yeah. Back to the topic.
Yeah. Sorry.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we wrapped up and I went backwards.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, I guess the key takeaways are
Listen to everyone and collect as much garbage as you can so you can find
be
some gems.
garbage man, collect everything.
Yeah. Dumpster dive.
That
Dumpster dive for information.
That
Find your dumpster and fill it up so you can dumpster dive. Wow, look at this. Changed our core value already.
But then you also need to have a bigger picture of the dumpster and see how big it is.
Yeah, you need to realize how much garbage you need in this dumpster, so you can fill it with everything. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so good at this.
Well,
Awesome.
I think that's a wrap.
Yeah. Well, you know what I have to say. Another day is coming.
Abrupt cut. Our camera battery overheated and died. So we're just gonna wrap things up on the outro. It's very quick.
Back to my point. Another day is coming. I promise.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben and Lindy Talks is out, featuring Alex. You guys should check it out.
Yep.
First episode of their podcast is out.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's very relatable.
I related really hard.
Especially about the Asian parents one.
Yeah, the Asian parents bit really hit home.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. It was really good. Yeah, I think that's all that I need to recap on.
Yeah, we'll leave the links and description below.
And we'll see you guys for how many more episodes?
Just 2 more.
2 more episodes of Insight, and then we can do cooking.
Yeah.